Last year, U.S. News & World Report ranked your profession #1 best job. So welcome to a new profession. You took on more debt and demonstrated extreme fortitude, juggling incredibly complex lives while attending Arcadia University virtually, on the campus, and in the clinic. It took a global community of faculty, friends, master clinicians, patients, and clients to assist you in your preparation. Please pay it forward. Take positions where value, not volume, is the mantra. Follow best practice guidelines and volunteer to serve as a clinical preceptor. We need you. So be a clinical preceptor for Arcadia, okay? Go out in this new world and be the best physician assistant that you can be. Reach for the next goal. Don't settle. Stay with us. As I said, we need you. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. The success and achievements of a physician assistant program can be attributed to the leadership of its faculty and staff, but those accomplishments also need to be shared and attributed to the leadership of the students within the program. We would like to take a moment to recognize the dedication and commitment of the students who held leadership positions as student officers. When we call your name, please stand to be recognized and remain standing till we finish calling each officer's name.
For the Glenside campus, Taryn Donnelly, Laura Morrissey, Amanda Scholsky, Lauren Greiner, Abigail Woodring, and Sally Hilt. For the Christiana campus, McKinley Marlowe, Joshua Schmidt, Kelly Jamin, Avisha Ford, Lauren Kraus, and Hannah Middlestat. Yep, go ahead.
You can sit. Thank you once again. We couldn't have done it without you, and we hope you take those leadership skills and continue to foster them and be recognized in your future careers. Thank you.
That is a long walk. Whew, okay. Hi, everyone. My name's McKinley Marlowe, and I've had the pleasure of being the president of SAPA for the Delaware campus. I'm excited to be here with everyone, with classmates, faculty, family, and friends to celebrate what feels like one of the proudest moments of our lives. And as I thought about how to put into words our experience over the last 2 years, I was reminded of my childhood pumpkin patch. Now, you see, I'm from a small town in the state of Utah called Santaquin, and both of my parents come from fruit farming families. Say that 3 times fast. And my parents wanted to teach my siblings and I how to work and be proud of our work. So like any farming family, my sweet grandparents loaned us an acre of land, and my parents told us that we needed to plant something, help it grow, and then sell our produce. Totally normal, right? So we decided that we were going to grow pumpkins, and with lots of help from aunts, uncles, and cousins, we tilled our little field and planted our pumpkins. Now, when the pumpkin plants were small, the tractor could fit down the row and like suck up all the weeds and stuff. But as the pumpkins grew and the vines started to spread, the tractor was no longer an option for weed removal. And that is where the fun began. In order to stop the weeds from overtaking our newly planted pumpkin plants, we had to take a garden hoe and pull out the weeds. My sweet mother would wake us up early in the morning before the sun came up to work in the pumpkin patch. And I must say, looking back, it was probably a lot more work for my mom and my parents than any of my siblings or I did, but it's hard to have that perspective at 12 years old. So to make the work more manageable, we had a deal. We decided that we needed to hoe 2 rows of pumpkins each day, and then we could be done. Now, 2 rows doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you, as a kid off from school for the summer, hoeing pumpkins was the last thing that I wanted to do. I was only about 6 inches taller than my hoe, right? Like came up to like right here. And I felt like the most picked on kid on earth. And as I hoed the weeds away from the pumpkins, I just knew that every kid in town must be at the pool, eating popsicles, doing whatever they wanted, and I was stuck hoeing pumpkins. There were tears, blisters, tantrums, and bouts of despair. I definitely sat down and gave up multiple times. It felt as if we were working in that field for 12 hours a day. However, I verified with my mom, and apparently it was only about an hour and 45 minutes. But that's not how I remember it. So we would pull the weeds on our 2 rows each day until the plants were big enough to drown out the weeds and survive on their own. Some pumpkin plants didn't make it, but we had a great harvest. We sold all our pumpkins, and we used our money to go to Disneyland, right? So at this point, you're probably thinking, how does any of this have to do with PA school? But I'm sure that my fellow classmates can attest to the many similarities that we experienced during our education. There were many moments throughout our time in school that I felt like 12-year-old me sitting in the dirt with tears in my eyes, just wanting to give up. There were sleepless nights, early mornings, tears of anger, frustration, and even relief at the passing of a difficult exam. While in the thick of it, PA school felt like a 12-hour day in the field. But from where we were standing looking back, there's a different perspective. And don't get me wrong, we can all say that we remember the hard days. When I polled my fellow classmates about the worst/hardest part of PA school, I got some very candid answers. One mentioned the feeling of constant uncertainty, starting over at a new clinical site every 4 weeks, not being able to bond with peers in person, and the stress of constant exams were just a few. These were the days in PA school where it felt that our entire pumpkin patch had died. On one particular day, I was coming to a close of a 5-hour robotic surgery to remove a man's prostate. It was complicated, long, and required my full focus and attention. And as many of you know, in robotic surgery, there are several small incisions made as opposed to one large incision. This means that towards the end of the surgery, the surgeon used the robot to put the removed prostate in a sack and pull it from one of the small incisions on the patient's abdomen. As the surgeon pulled out the prostate, I was in awe. I looked at the prostate sitting neatly in the surgical equipment and said, "Man, I thought the pancreas would be a lot bigger." Now, it doesn't take a PA to know that the pancreas and the prostate are very, very different organs. I hope that we've learned that by now. You should have seen the surgeon's face. It was, But while there were difficulties throughout this journey, there was also immense growth. When I told my classmates about the best part of PA school, I couldn't help but smile as I read their responses. One student mentioned the joy of finally meeting our friends in person for the first time during our first on-campus activity after spending months on end on Zoom. One student reminisced on having made the fastest friends ever. They said, "Collective suffering brought us together, and I have made lifelong relationships." One of my favorite responses came from a student who said, "I feel comfortable reaching out to any classmate about anything I might need their help with, and that is a testament to how close we have become." I'd like you all to take a moment and think of the skills and knowledge that you had in May of 2020 when you began this program. We have grown immensely, from diagnosing, talking to patients, making medical decisions, and having difficult conversations. I imagine that you said a sentence and thought, 6 months ago, I didn't know what any of those words meant. Moments where you thought, is this real life? Am I doing what I have always wanted? And I don't know about you, but the chance to be a PA feels a whole lot better than going to Disneyland. While I hope my fellow classmates can attest to these feelings experienced in PA school, it would be an incredible oversight to not mention all of the people that have helped us behind the scenes in this journey. My mom must have hoed 4 rows of pumpkins each day in an attempt to help us be successful. And like her, there are so many people to thank for our being here today. Thank you to all of the family members, friends, partners, and pets who pushed and sometimes pulled us to the finish line. My husband jokingly says that he is now a PAA, a physician assistant's assistant, as he has experienced what seems like 452 practiced physical exams, endless practice questions, and rants about the difficulties of memorizing antibiotics. So I want to congratulate all the family and friends here today, physically and virtually, for becoming a PAA. We truly could not have done it without you. I also want to thank the faculty for their part in our journey. I know there are many things done behind the scenes for which you may not be recognized. Thank you for your effort. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to say thank you to my fellow classmates for making memes, for always lending a hand, for venting, for sharing study guides, for telling me that I could do it when I felt I couldn't. I know that we have grown and will keep growing. I know that we will succeed as we have shown that we can. Thank you all for your love, kindness, and support. Now let's go pass our boards and start on the next pumpkin patch. Thank you.
Am I too short? Let's see. Hold on. I think I am. Is that better? Okay, cool. All right, guys. My name is Taryn. I've had the pleasure of being the Glenside SAPA president. Thank you all for being here and supporting us today. This means a lot. I imagine that we've been imagining this day for a very long time. So, anyways, so my speech is all about growth and all that fun stuff, so. Okay. If you ever lose your way on the path of life, hang out with a 2-year-old. I was with one not too long ago, my nephew who's at daycare today, and I was helping him open some birthday presents when his mom wasn't looking. The sound of the ripping paper definitely scared him at first, because he thought that he was going to get in trouble for doing something bad. And then, once all the puzzles and toys were open, he was uncertain about what to even do with them. But it wasn't long before he was fully engaged with them, off in the fantastical and adventurous world of any child. If aging is mandatory, I sincerely hope that maturing is optional, because it's amazing how the mind of a child can turn a world of uncertainty into one of opportunity. There's an elephant in the room here, and it's far too small to see. Unfortunately, it's all too easy to recognize. It'd be impossible to talk about our PA school journey without talking about COVID-19. But coronaviruses aren't the only thing that spreads in healthcare, and it's important that we take a moment to think about the positive side of the coin. We focus on treating patients, but what happens after the treatment is done? Healthy parents can better focus on their family's needs. Healthy workers means less time off work and higher productivity. There's a multiplicative effect to healthcare, and it's where the positive change on one patient allows for positive changes to spread to others. This repeats again and again and again until it ripples out to unexpected and far-reaching corners. Not too different from COVID-19. An over 50-page study conducted by a Commission for Global Health found that improvements to health contributed to 24% of the growth in low-income and middle-income countries. Imagine that. For every dollar someone makes, 24 cents of it is thanks to a functioning healthcare system with an adequate number of providers. So, how do we increase the number of providers? I have a little bit of a history lesson. Dr. Eugene Stead put together the first class of PAs in 1965. Among many other physicians and educators, he recognized a growing shortage of primary care physicians, a shortage we're still experiencing to this day. Building on their previous medical experience from World War II, he picked 4 Navy corpsmen to be further trained over the span of 2 years. 55 years ago, in 1967, these first PAs graduated from Duke University. These decades that followed increased the number of PAs to the point where the Bureau of Labor Statistics recognizes it as one of, if not the fastest growing professions in America. We are entering into a proud tradition not born out of prestige, but out of necessity for the greater good. Every PA before us has contributed to defining what the role is and the impact it can have. Isaac Newton, the same person who developed calculus during his own pandemic lockdown, once said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." What a tremendous opportunity, and even more tremendous responsibility it is to follow in the footsteps of the PAs that came before us and continue to define what this role means for patients and their families. And there has never been a better time for more PAs to help. COVID-19 aside, there are numerous health challenges facing us. As of 2018, almost 20% of children aged 2 to 19 were considered obese. That's over 14 million children starting off life with an increased risk of health complications. As of 2020, an estimated 21 million adults in the US have had at least one major depressive episode, and 17 to 25-year-olds were significantly more affected. One report from the American Heart Association found that 2 million cases of cardiovascular diseases each year can be prevented with proper management. For perspective, only 1.5 million people live in the entire state of Philadelphia. I don't mean to mention these numbers to scare anybody. My goal is to only provide a clear idea of the work that faces us. And looking at statistics like these, it's not hard to see how health outcomes have a dramatic effect on society at large. And these past 2 years have proven to everyone that the very nature of these challenges can be wildly unpredictable. But that unpredictability is okay. Do you think the world was predictable in 1967 for that first class of PAs? Stepping into the unknown to make impact in the lives of patients is fundamental to the culture of PAs. It's in our DNA. It's the cornerstone of our accelerated education and hands-on clinical experiences. To become a PA is to become intimately familiar with the unknown. Over the past 2 years, we've discovered that medicine is a lifelong learning process. There is no practicing medicine without a growth mindset acutely focused on patient impact. I don't believe there's a profession in healthcare that better exemplifies this gold standard than PAs. We stand on the shoulders of giants that came before to continue to define the role of PAs in the face of ever-changing challenges and uncertainties. By facing those challenges head-on, we create meaningful impact not just on the health of our patients, but on the very narrative of their life and the lives of those around them. So how fitting is this? That we completed PA school during a once-in-a-century pandemic, a graduating class of PAs embracing the challenge of uncertainty from day one. Well, before day one even. If this defines the PA role, then we've been PAs for a long time. We just happen to know a lot more medicine now. We thought that we were getting a crash course on human anatomy, drug classes, treatment plans, and how to read an EKG. But life was teaching us another lesson, to keep moving forward. No matter what gets in our way, keep moving forward. With that hard work and with a dedication to a greater purpose, everything lost will be regained. And today is finally the day that we regain it. Today is the day where all those sleepless nights pay off. The stress, the frantic studying, the overwhelming feeling of impending failure. Well, maybe that was just me, but... And remember that your graduation today is payoff not only for you, but for those who supported you during this process. Due to the online and learning environment, we couldn't connect with each other as much as we normally could off the bat, making this already difficult process even harder. And so, we've had to lean on families and past relationships more than ever. So thank you, everybody, for the late night phone calls, the care packages sent, and cooking our favorite meals every time we came home for break. Thank you for being our test dummies practicing physical skills, and thank you for just being there, even if it was just to hear us cry things out. So back to 2-year-olds. You see, nothing for them is certain. The world can be an absolutely terrifying place at first, even if it's just the sound of ripping wrapping paper. And yet, they face every day with a smile on their face. Maybe they don't remember all the scary things as well, or maybe they know to let go of those fears. Uncertainty brings opportunity. It brings growth. It brings progress, it brings progress, and it brings strength. Today, instead of focusing on your struggles for the past 2 years, embrace the PA spirit inside of you and focus on the future. Embrace your feelings of anticipation teetering on the edge of fear, excitement, and half a other dozen emotions, like a boulder on a hill ready to roll down a number of paths. Uncertainty is the feeling of seeing your parents drive away on your first day of college. Uncertainty is the silent breaths of brand new parents standing over their sleeping newborn. It's sitting on the tarmac waiting for the plane to take off. Digging through an old box of photos that you've forgotten all about. Uncertainty is the feeling of endless possibilities simultaneously existing within and all around us. And it's the confidence that the future will happen no matter what we do. So we may as well be ready to help when it comes. And after today, I have no fear that this graduating class in particular will be ready for whatever comes their way. Why? Because we're PAs. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Professor Pillai. Unfortunately, Dr. Basil couldn't be here with us today, so I'll be presenting the Didactic Educator of the Year Award. The recipient of this award is selected by our graduating class in recognition of outstanding teaching during the didactic phase of the program, and we're really happy to have this person back at Arcadia with us today. So this award goes to Shannon Diallo.
Hello, everyone. It is so nice to see you all here today. I'm so grateful to be receiving this award, so thank you. It has been, feels like a long time since our first immunology lectures together, probably 2 years ago, and you've come a very long way and should be so proud of yourselves. People talk a lot about how hard PA school can be, and that's in the best of times. And as it's been mentioned a few times today, your experience was definitely extraordinary. But here you are, you got through it, you persevered, and you all deserve a huge round of applause, pat on your back, and ovation for that. So we're very proud of you. You are ready. Arcadia has prepared you. You are ready to go make a difference to your patients, to treat them on the best days of their lives, the worst days of their lives, and everywhere in between. And you're going to do amazing things, and we can't wait to see it. You're ready to advocate for yourself, the profession, for your patients. You're ready to give back. You're ready to be didactic educators, to be preceptors, to be mentors. And we can't wait to see you do all of it and see how well you do. So I am so honored to have been even a small part of your journey here, and I am honored to welcome you as colleagues to the PA profession. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Good morning. morning, everybody. All right, I am very proud to announce the Clinical Educator of the Year Award. The recipient is selected by the graduating class in recognition of outstanding teaching in the clinical phase of the program. Students have remarked that Dr. Tan truly wanted to see his students succeed and also have a fun time learning. They believe that this ended up being the best environment to learn behavioral health, and Dr. Tan did an awesome job teaching it. Other students remarked that he did an excellent job of facilitating a positive learning experience. I would recommend him to any student for a behavioral health rotation. And last but not least, another student said, "This is a wonderful rotation and he's a wonderful preceptor. I can't say enough great things about this rotation. He works a lot and wow, is he good. Thank you for this rotation. I will never forget it." So please join me in congratulating Dr. Jonathan Tan.
Hi. That was really nice. Obviously, it wasn't just me that was teaching my students. I had officers with me, clinicians with me, but also you learn from your patients, right? This whole last week I've been trying to figure out what on earth to say to probably some of the smartest people I think I'll ever meet. I don't know if I could cram even half the stuff you guys have in your brains into my own without probably forgetting how to walk. So, right now, all I can say is that I'm really, really proud of, well, all of you, but especially my kids, because ultimately, I just wanted to be here so I could see you guys from up here, right? I want to see my kids. Can my kids please stand up, because I need to take a picture, you guys. Please. If I can figure out how to work my phone. So, again, we've got people watching from prison. The clinicians, the inmates don't have access to YouTube, as far as I know. I don't know if I have anything really all that meaningful to say other than that, mental health is definitely something that is important to me. It's something that I work in. But your mental health is going to be really of utmost importance to you guys. We're all of us so used to taking care of other people. It's going to be really important to take care of yourselves. All right? You're going to go out there. You're probably going to have finally this opportunity to actually make some money, which you have not been able to do for the last 2 years. But please, if you find that the work that you do just kind of starts to gnaw at you and makes you feel like it's stealing your soul, it's not worth it, okay? There's plenty of work that's meaningful out there, plenty of good work. I can't speak for the rest of you, but I can pretty much imagine it's very much the same. You guys have done amazing stuff. You guys have overcome a whole lot to get to where you are right now. If at any point in the future you start to doubt yourself, that imposter syndrome is a thing. It can come at you. It can come at you now. It can come at you years later. I still deal with it every so often. I want you to remember where you are right now, what you have overcome to get to this place. The very fact that you're right there right now, about to get your white coats. Okay, all the sacrifices you've made, all the things you've overcome, all that has meaning. All right? Hold on to that. Let that get you by these thoughts that, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. All right? Because ultimately, you have to take care of yourself. You have plenty of people here who have helped take care of you. And I'm really, really happy that they have done such a wonderful job because, again, I can only speak of my kids. My kids are amazing. I love you guys so much. It's absolutely been a pleasure to teach you, to guide you, to kind of bring some chicken in to watch other people suffer. Those of you who know the story, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, well, I'm sorry. So, again, I've just had a wonderful time this past year teaching you guys, and I'm so very, very proud to have been a part of your education. All right, thank you, guys.
The next award we'll be honoring is the Vomachka Alumni Award. This award honors an alum who has performed at high levels while attending Arcadia University and now exceeds at his or her career. It is named in the founding dean of the College of Health Science, Dr. Archie Vomachka. This year's recipient could not have fulfilled the criteria of this award any better. She is both an alumni of Arcadia's undergrad and also an alumni of Arcadia's physician assistant program. She is a role model and revered by both the faculty she has mentored and the students that she has advised and educated. Her leadership was integral in the opening up of the Delaware campus and continued in her many roles in leadership, providing guidance and leadership of both the Glenside and the Christiana campus, and now in her new role as a program director. It is an honor and a pleasure to present this year's award to a longtime friend and colleague, Amanda Seymour.
Well, thank you. That was a very nice welcome. And it is wonderful to see all of you and not in a box this big, right? So this thing is heavy. I'm going to put it down. I would first like to thank the PA program, particularly Professor Henderson and the College of Health Science, particularly Dr. Craig, for this award. I have the honor of knowing Dr. Vomachka very well, and I was also taught by him. I was in the faculty when he became the founding dean, so it makes this award even more special to me. I've been thinking a lot over the last few days about what you say in an Alumni Achievement Award. I've also been thinking a lot about the achievements in my life, and I realized something. There has been no dare to be great moment. There has been no monumentous achievement. Yet there has been a series of achievements that have been there because of hard work and determination that have added up to great things. I also have thought a lot about what your last Mandy motivational speech should be, and I'm feeling a lot of pressure. We've done many over Zoom in the past that have talked about how wonderful you all are, how hard you've worked, and how different your PA experience have been. So I thought that this should be more of me sharing with you maybe a few things that have steered my life and my career in hopes that they help your PA journey. So the first, you can choose in life to be motivated by many things. You can choose in life to be motivated by a drive for success. You can choose in life to be motivated by financial gain. You can choose in life to be motivated by fear. Many people are. And the fear of failure. I have chosen in life to be motivated by passion. A passion for the profession that I love, a passion for the patients that I care for, a passion for the clinicians that I work with and the faculty I work with, and a passion for the students that I teach. What I've found is that when you're motivated by passion, you will always succeed, right? You will find more riches than you could ever imagine. And your failures become stepping stones for growth and opportunity that drives your passion and leads you to the place that you're meant to be. Notice that my first point includes a lot of individuals, other wonderful PAs that have come before me, wonderful PAs that will come after me, people that I have gotten to work with in clinical practice and learn from, faculty that I've gotten to work with, patients I've had the privilege to care for, and students that I've had the privilege to teach and learn from. This leads me to my second point. People matter. Very few, if any of us, walk through this life alone. Look around you. Your classmates, now colleagues, that have helped you along the way, the faculty and staff that have helped you through this journey, and your friends and family and loved ones that are here to support you, that have supported you this whole time and will continue to support you in your career and in your life as a PA. No matter how small or insignificant you think an interaction is with a patient, remember that you send a ripple effect into their world. I think that Maya Angelou said it the best of anybody, right? When she said, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Finally, my last point is very similar to the point I just made. My greatest achievements in life have very little or anything to do with my career. My greatest achievements in life is a director of an ER in Camden, that's my husband, and is right now in her first grade class, that's my daughter. The family and friends and people that I have been able to develop relationships along the way have been what my true success in life is. They help me, they guide me, they strengthen me, and they allow me to go on and chase my passion. So, in closing, Arcadia University's physician assistant class of 2022, this is my wish for you. May your life and career be fueled by passion. Passion for the career that you have chosen and passion for the patients that you will care for. May you always take time to realize that the people you encounter along the way shape you and your passion, and you just need to take the time to notice that they're there. May you find as much joy and happiness outside of your career as you do in your career, because this will allow you to fuel your dreams. It will allow you to find your passion. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. Go do great things.
How do I follow Mandy? Woo. All right, so we are presenting the Dr. Thomas Lynch Academic Coordinators Award. This award recognizes outstanding achievement in the didactic phase of the Physician Assistance Program. The award recipient for the Glenside campus is Lauren Greiner.
And the award recipient for the Christiana campus is Esmeda Spalding.
long walk.
Hi, everybody. So on behalf of the clinical team, we would like to announce our Andrea Nordtanken Clinical Coordinators Award. This award recognizes the student who exemplified the highest standards of the physician assistant program and of the physician assistant profession in the clinical phase. So the award recipient for the Glenside campus is Abigail Woodring.
And for the Delaware campus, Kieran Talkowitz.
Excuse me. The Program Director Award recognizes a student's exemplary professionalism and dedicated service to the physician assistant program. The award recipient for the Glenside campus is McKinley Marlowe. And the recipient for the Christiana campus, Taryn Donnelly.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maggie Longacre. I'm the chair of the Department of Public Health, and I'm pleased to acknowledge our public health students, our dual degree students, on behalf of our department. We want to acknowledge your hard work, resilience, and care during this most challenging time, and your commitment to completing the MPH. We know now more than ever how important your skill set is in this world. You are with us in public health during the initial transition to online learning and navigated academic transitions and real-world public health ever since. Your entire experience has been about navigating change. You completed thoughtful and meaningful work, including capstone projects on topics such as social isolation and social media use, extremely important during COVID, adherence to federal policy to mitigate e-cigarette risk. At that time, if you remember, significant lung disease associated with vaping, preventative health care for immigrant populations, inequity in access to emergent care, and the experience of Black clergy in Philadelphia in responding to mental health concerns in the community. The list of your beneficial work is long for each of you. As you move on in your professional roles, I ask that you, along with all of us, continue to learn and grow in understanding and acting toward achieving a more equitable health system and health opportunities for all within your specific clinical setting, but also in the broader population, particularly for those in most need. I am immensely hopeful for your part in this future. We would like to take this opportunity to have each of you stand. When you hear your name, please stand, and we'll applaud.
Good afternoon. The dual degree recipients are as follows. Grace Acosta, Danielle Anton, Emily Del Nero, Adeline Hubbard, Ashley Kozix, Olivia Kreider, Joshua Leland, Hazel Raluza, Reina Ogino, Lauren Pinucci, Elena Shuttle, Ava Schofield, and Vasavi Verapanani.
Again, congratulations.
Pi Alpha, which is the National Honor Society of Physician Assistants. Membership is an honor bestowed upon a graduating student in recognition of not only scholastic achievement with a minimum GPA of 3.5, but also a demonstration of excellence in research, publishing, community service, and/or leadership activities. Inductees today will receive a blue and green colored cord at commencement. We're actually at the white coat ceremony in a few minutes. It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's inductees from the class of 2022. When you hear your name called, please stand up and remain standing until all of the inductees are announced.
The inductees are as follows. Danielle Anton, Lauren Kraus, Emily Del Nero, Hallie Donlin, Lauren Grainer, Sally Height, Ashley Kozix, Mia Logston, Kayla Mahoney, Vivian Nguyen, Lauren Steinitz, Christina Stancic, Vasavi Verapanani, Christina Weathers, and Lauren Zacharias.
You may now be seated. So now it's time, the white coat. The short white coat, remember when you were really excited about that? Identifies physician assistant students in the clinical environment. The long white coat identifies graduate physician assistants. In order to celebrate and mark this transition, we formally present a customized long white coat to each of the graduates. Kevin Gallagher will call the names of the students to the stage and to receive their white coats and their certificates.
Could the first row of graduates stand up, Grace, and come up? And then the next row, when we get down to Mike, you'll stand up and you'll follow right after Mike.
Grace Acosta, degree in public health. Hang on, Rachel. Rachel Albert. Okay. Danielle Anton, Pi Alpha, dual degree in public health. Kimberly Bond. Ariana Berardi. Caitlin Bompiani. Sarah Breeden. Nora Burge. Tessa Bizzetti. Melissa Cardoza. Sophia Campbell. Gabriella Checky. Karen Chen. Lindsay Conlisk. Brittany Coonrod. Alyssa Constantino. Riley Cooper Smith. Lauren Kraus. Pi Alpha. Alyssa Daska. Michael Davis. Alexandra DeFrance. Emily Del Naro, Pi Alpha, and a dual degree in public health. Paige De Guglielmo. Hallie Donlin, Pi Alpha. Taryn Donnelly. Stephen Driscoll. Kimberly Ferguson. Amy Fong. Ivishu Ford. Emily Franzone. Jack Freeble. Alisa Ganem. Christine Ludogordinsky Ugea. Marissa Gottschall. Lauren Griner, Pi Alpha. Abigail Gruss. Madison Gump. Tyler Hant. Lexi Hoy. Julia Hazarkoglu. Callie Hepner. Sally Height. Pi Alpha. Patrick Uckenpoller. Kelly Jamin. Sintu Jayaram. Shandel Keller. Gina Kim. Hun Kim. You're welcome. Stephanie Kulawine. Ashley Kozix. Pi Alpha and a dual degree in public health. Olivia Kreider. Dual degree in public health. Patrick Cuney. Sarah Lasser. Got it. June Lee. Joshua? Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Give me another one. Joshua Leland. A dual degree in public health. Mia Logsden. Pi Alpha and Alpha Epsilon Lambda. Kayla Mahoney. Pi Alpha. McKinley Marlowe. Hannah Martin. Alexandra McCarthy. Madeline McClellan. Mahazel Maluza. Dual degree in public health. Hang on for 1 second. I'm going to announce another name. Hannah Middlestadt in absentia. May Misana. Kirkland Mitchell. Laura Morrissey. Alyssa Naldoza. Devin Nichols. Sarah Nichols. Rena Ogino. Degree in Public Health. Lauren Pianucci. A dual degree in Public Health. Rachel Pombrio. Hannah Porter. Jordan Powelson. Brianna Reese. Michael Rojek. Katie Soccer. Elena Chattel. Degree in Public Health. Shannon Shear. Joshua Schmidt. Eva Schofield. Dual degree in Public Health. Anna Schweidler. Astir Semei. Amanda Shulsky. Mayamuna Siddiqa. Asmeda Spalding. Alpha Epsilon Lambda. Christina Stanchik. Pi Alpha. Lauren Steinitz. Pi Alpha. Kiernan Talkowitz. Carly Truting. Vivienne Nguyen. Pi Alpha. Caroline Stippa, in absentia. Vasavi Varapanani. Pi Alpha, and a dual degree in public health. Colleen Wallace. Christina Weathers. Alpha Epsilon Lambda. Tommy Wilmoth. Abigail Woodring. Lauren Zacharias. Pi Alpha. Please join me in congratulating the graduating class, Arcadia University, Physician Assistant 2022. Congratulations.
Could we have the Can we have the graduates please stand up? Wow. You guys look amazing. I'm so honored to call you my colleagues. The white coats look gorgeous on you. They will never be this white again. But one more last round of applause for our new graduates today. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we gather elsewhere. So the graduates, will you please gather by the AU up on Haber Green to have a class photo taken. All guests are invited to the Commons Great Room to enjoy light refreshments. Please take all of your belongings with you, as this area will be turned around to prepare for the 5 p.m. commencement ceremony. Thank you for joining us today.